What's going down? What's going down? What's going
Bang.
down?
Bang is what's going down.
Boom.
Bang. Brr, pow.
You are now
Bang.
listening to the World Series list H-Time podcasters of the world.
Man, there's no shame in coming in second place.
None whatsoever, but if you're not first, you're last. Young James Boogie, AR Dub, we are 16 Shots Podcast. I wanted to give our viewership, a little peek behind the curtain so y'all can see my screen, so y'all can see his real production going on, and y'all can see the new 2530 studios. It's not quite yet finished. Still some construction going on.
Construction?
Construction.
Through the BI.
BI. We still trying to soundproof the room. So you only see one square. See, more than just potting is going on here, sir. See, some voice acting is going on in 2530 studios. So if you are an aspiring animator, voice actor, voiceover, you want to do commercials, any of that stuff, man, you can come here to 2530 studios and you can get your little audition reels and tapes done. We do headshots, all that, huh?
Very condescending, man.
I'm what?
It's just very condescending.
What's very condescending?
You tend to say somebody's stuff is little, like get you a little low, man. This is not a little low, man. This is something big to somebody, man. Get you, the difference between me coming to the studio and not going is the head man.
First off, you have way too much bass or reverb in your mic. What you do to it?
No, that's my true voice, man. That's my true voice.
Nah, your voice ain't never like that all the time.
What you mean?
See, I knew you was fucking with it because now you fucking with effects.
Is that better for you?
Say something again.
Mic check 1 2.
That's more true to what Boogie really sound like.
Man, look. I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but
so you put some bass, you added some something to something.
Bass, and I did adjust just now. I adjusted something, because you said something, but how did it go, man? We don't look at that.
Nigga, you was sounding like Darth Sidious in this bitch.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I was making you wet or something. I was like, Paul.
Nigga, what?
So I will say, yeah, you tend to say people getting a little old something, man.
I ain't mean to say that because when my tea lady did me like that a couple of months ago. I moved into the ATL.
Yeah.
And she hit me with you got your little check yet?
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Did I get paid? Yeah, I got paid.
Yeah, but the little part makes it kind of puts a little like on it, cut on it.
Yeah, like nigga what? But you can't say nigga what to your tea lady. Say like, huh?
Speaking of cuts, we'll talk about cuts later on the show when we get one of our guests in, because I had a special cut the other day and just. But right now I'm rocking Product of Passion, man. This is you can see the logo. Can you see the logo?
Oh man, whose line is this?
That's Savage, Savvy Savages University.
Savvy Savages University. Can I look that up online?
Yeah, you can.
Can I order online? I mean, do you know this person first? Or are they a friend of the show?
Friend of the show, former guest of the show, Pops Bird.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Savvy Savages. I got to cop one of them, man.
Yeah. If you need one, let me know. I can make it happen.
I need one. What size y'all got? Y'all got real size. Nigga size? Because you got like young nigga size. I need real nigga size.
I've been told several times in the last 5 weeks that I wear young people clothes.
So I'm not there yet. I wanted to wear like the old man. Not old man, but middle age, the hat with the loafers. Nah, son. I'm wearing jeans, Jordans, and T-shirt. And I'm probably going to rock that. Niggas like Dame Dash give me the outlet to never dress grown up.
Dame Dash
unless you go on the court.
$30 million a year, though, so.
Unless you go on the court, you don't have to put on a suit. There's nothing on the back, sir. Unless you pull up the hood.
I don't know. I haven't, I got it yesterday, so I ain't really examined it. I just,
Is it that cold in H-Time, bro?
It's not this cold, but it's cold. It's cold.
And
it's raining.
In Atlanta, it said it's gonna be high 51 tomorrow.
It's 50. It's 61 now, but it's raining and windy.
Yeah, I heard it was raining.
So
what you got first on the docket?
We talk about John Gruden.
We talking about John Gruden again? Why are we talking about Chucky again?
We're gonna revisit it, man, because
why are we revisiting Chucky? We probably need to be talking about your boy Ruggs, but go ahead.
Well, I would, the reason why is because I think a lot of people knee-jerk reaction to it, but in actuality, what did he really do?
Nah, you bugging, bro. But
I'm asking, what did he do?
He at best he was guilty of being unprofessional. And what you mean? How you can't talk like that in a professional email?
It wasn't professional email.
So whenever you are emailing someone from your court, I know it's his personal email.
It was his the other guy was using his professional email.
But that's what I'm saying.
Coming from his.
But that's what I'm saying. If I know I'll represent, all right. So if I know I'll represent ESPN, I'm an analyst. I'm a color analyst.
Yeah.
And I might be in my personal email, but I'm emailing you who work for the Houston Texans. But I know where I'm sending my email to. I ain't sending it to youngjamesboogie@aol.com. I'm sending it to Jablane Satole @HoustonTexans.com.
All right.
So off rip, I should know anything spicy I might want to say that could get me in some trouble. I probably shouldn't. Now, if he was sending it from James Gruden to such and such at his Gmail,
it'd have been okay.
It won't be okay, but it wouldn't have been exposed.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't exposed because he sent it to it wasn't even exposed because of what he said. It was exposed because, once again, they were investigating the Washington football team for all their egregious acts. Yeah. To this day, right now,
no egregious acts that we've known of from the Washington football team, right?
No, but what I'm saying is, it's been a bunch, but to this day, people who worked inside the organization are saying, "Hey, NFL, please release these emails," because the only emails that got released were his, which had nothing to do really with what they were investigating. So what I'm saying is, John, and I agree with you, he made somebody mad, but even still, what did he do? Over the last 25 years, has there ever been anybody say, you know what, man, John Gruden is racist? He made this move. It came off racist. It was. That's never been a conversation. He's not a good coach. He doesn't like certain players, but as far as racist, that's never been the conversation.
Oh, it's El Gallo.
Oh, so it don't matter. So the past
go to
matter.
Current. Whatever is current, that's what you need to go with.
Okay, so
in this situation only.
No, Gallo, we were just talking about.
We do not need to revisit this conversation. I'm so tired of John Gruden and all that bullshit.
2 seconds.
No, I don't want to talk about John Gruden.
I'm talking to him, man. We was talking about John Gruden, and I was saying, what did he really do? He said something years ago. There's no proof of him being racist or any kind of way, and his point was well, the past matters now, and now he's the past don't matter. Focus on the future. But
you know what? Right, you're right, Boog. The past does matter. I fucked up episode 75. Are you happy now?
Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear, man.
Jesus.
I wanted to hear. Do you watch Swagger?
All right, I'm back.
All right. Well, we got can I get some hand claps for El Gallo, man? The Gallo King Gone, man. The great.
Because my hand claps are superior to yours, JB.
I don't. I'm a new refined boogie. So he's on a mission right now. So I want you to explain your mission to the people and let them know what's going on, and then we can move on.
Before you explain said mission, why have you not criticized him about his lighting? You always got something to say about mine.
His lighting is fire, bro. He's not glowing like a Super Saiyan, man. He has a backdrop. He has his backdrop darkened out. The lights are on him so that he's the focal point. You be looking like you finna have the glow, man. You have you be having the Bruce Leroy glow. You finna just
show enough.
Yeah, man. He be having the glow on, man. He got 17 lights on. It's not a shadow in his entire like lighting when he does his lighting thing. Like, that's why I had to step my game up. You see, I had to step my game up.
You
I had to
done?
step
Are
my
you
light game.
done?
You
Are
know
you
what I'm
done?
saying?
Are you done?
I'm finished. I'm finished.
What you got going on, man? What you got going on?
Oh man, nothing. I'm doing this Napodmo, which is 30 episodes in 30 days, which is why I wanted to get you guys on. But for some reason, I can't my damn recording working. I guess because I'm not sending you the link, I can't record locally. I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to get your guys' like journey, like where you started from, where you're at now, the gear you use, especially now that you're like separate. Now you have to use Zoom. So
You gonna go first, Doug?
Sure, man. So what we started off with, so this journey didn't start this year. Actually, this journey started almost 2 years ago. We thought about having a pod. Book came over, and the first thing we did was had like our phone and like a voice recorder, and we tried to do that.
That wasn't successful.
Huh?
That wasn't very successful.
Nah, it sounded like trash, bro. Well, I didn't know. We didn't know about it, so we didn't know about podcasting, what to use, how to get an RSS feed, none of that bullshit. The only background we had was studio recording our music, and I knew I wasn't finna go out and go get Pro Tools and all that bullshit. So I did what all people doing in this century. I hopped on YouTube, and I YouTubed it. YouTube University, man. And I think Young James Boogie has the first piece of equipment I bought. Well, no, the first thing I actually bought was I bought like a bullshit $30 condenser mic that came with the little Phantom Power box. All that shit was $30, was trash, and I hooked it up to my iPad. Recorded my wife's podcast.
Yeah, we got people coming in, man. This is a whole situation going on right now. Welcome, Miss Gaati, to the situation. Mrs. Gaati Warima, she's a world-renowned basketball player, an entrepreneur, a thinker, a grower. She has expertise in the cannabis business. She has a business called Cannabiz. She has Ladies of the Game. Right now we're talking about our podcasting journeys, which is perfect because you have a journey too. But El Gallo has the floor right now. He's talking. He has he's doing the what's it called? Hey, No Podmo, where he's doing 30 pods in 30 days. So he's telling us about that. And also we're talking about our podding. I gotta talk to you off air because I want to do what I'm supposed to do, but I'm fearful. But I'll talk to you about it.
I sent packs to Texas and Virginia and Oklahoma before they came.
We're recording this, right? We're recording this, right?
I ain't scared.
Okay, well.
May I interject? First, I want to say hello, fellas, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you, AR Dub. Thank you, J Boogie, for bringing me on. Mr. Gallo, is that CBD or what do you have?
It's San Bernardino Valley.
Okay.
Look at the bass. She said,
we'll talk off air.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah.
We were talking about our podcasting journey, Dub. Where were you at? You were talking about the first equipment we had that we used. Because me and Gaati were trying to do something at one point too. But go ahead, Dub. And I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, Dub.
Oh, yeah, I still can do it. I'll produce it. Hey, now you got the first piece of equipment I bought. What is that thing called? What is it called?
That's the Sound Blaster K3 Plus.
Yeah, I bought that thing. It said it was supposed to work pretty good. I bought it. It worked all right for what we were doing. And then I moved to that Zoom PodTrack 4 thing. But now I'm using this Zoom PodTrack P8. So it works good. It's like a mini mixer. Similar to what we used when we did music, man. It's same functions. I think the fact that we had a little music background and we were our own engineers kind of helped us out.
Very much helped out. Ms. Gaati.
Yes, you were missed if I didn't pronounce my name correctly. Gaati.
Gaati. I mean, that's why I was saying Gaati because I like to see you correct me. But
okay.
Ms. Gaati, we were working on a pod. We were putting the pieces together, make a pod. And you are someone who's, I want to say, you're a people person, so people gravitate to you. You get to, you're very out and about and so and so. What about podding for you is special?
Yeah, I understand. Well, yeah, I that would have been really great undertaking, and I did hear what you said, Dub. So we're probably gonna have to talk about that too, in regards to other collaborations. But can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think in this age of technology and age of information, where information is at your fingertips, you can really have access to understand from specialists or just people who have a general understanding about information, like really anything you want to know. For example, YouTube University, like, I don't know if that will eventually be regulated more, but just think about the amount of information you can learn on there without having to pay. And if you just discipline yourself and bop down for a couple hours and learn pretty much anything you want to learn. And so I think that too much is given, much is required, and everyone on here has been like blessed with information and knowledge about certain things that there are other people who are getting in or at a level who are not yet at your level that can learn from the information that you have. So for me, I've been blessed to be a part of different industries, sports, and represent so much. Like Black women represent, Caribbean, African people, and so with that. And having a voice, there are people who are lending their ear to me. So, and just like you guys, so it's important to like shape your message or craft your message if you're going to talk about something, especially if you have a product or a service that people can get behind. It's important to share that. So yeah, podcasting, you can use it as a platform just for information, to market your services, to market your products. Is really like, it's really a great resource, and typically it's low cost.
Speaking of low cost, and first off, I never got the PB shorts, but moving right along from that, I was on YouTube University the other day trying to get my camera to work a certain way, and I went to YouTube University, and there was like a 12-year-old kid from like Pakistan, and he was showing how all you have to do is do this and do this, and I felt like such an idiot. Like he was breaking it down, like, look, you just go here and do this and do this and do this, and I was like, man.
What I could say to that is, you don't have to feel like an idiot. That's more of the ego, and I think that's why a lot of people don't go look for information, because they feel like kind of dumbfounded when they realize maybe how simple it is or whatever the case is. But we're all learning, and we can learn from everyone, from the old and wise or out of the mouth of babes. So when you know that you're trying to obtain a certain amount of information and you want to acquire it at whatever cost, then it doesn't matter who it's coming from, as long as it's quality, good information. Now, if he's telling you something that's gonna reverse your device and have it explode in front of you, now you gotta watch out. But as long as you vet, these kids know more about a lot of this technology and gaming than
I'm petty though.
Yeah, a lot of us
I was
now.
thinking to myself, like, I bet he can't hold me. I'll cross him over. I'm like,
yeah, you are petty. I learned how to upgrade my MacBook off YouTube last year during the pandemic, and it was like a little 15-year-old, like little Arabic dude.
No, this dude, and what really killed me about it, because he had like a collar shirt on and like some slacks.
Yeah,
and I was like, he
understood the assignment. He came ready. Like, don't look at my age. Look at how I'm presenting myself.
You know what I'm saying? He had like a regular pullover polo, like not the button up, but like the pullover polo with 3 buttons and like some slacks. And I was like, man, I can't believe that this guy is the one. And it's just my ego got in the way. But I learned, whatever.
Good.
Gallo,
Sir.
tell us about your what have you? Well, I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm gonna be quiet. I
He
think
ain't gonna
No,
be
you're
quiet.
not.
I
No,
am.
you're not.
No, you're
Listen,
not.
I think it's great. Me and Gallo went to high school together, right? 20 some years ago, or almost 20.
No,
No,
he'll
more than
probably,
20.
if he went to high school with you, it was like 25 years ago.
And it's like I think it's wonderful and beautiful that I get to relive those moments and build new moments 20 years later out the blue just because of podcasting. So like I get to be introduced to the things about him that I didn't know and vice versa. And our journey, because like I went to Missouri and San Antonio and everywhere else across seas after college, and he went blah blah blah. And nobody was thinking to us. I wasn't thinking in 2000 and something I'm gonna be talking to Gallo about XYZ and vice versa, you know what I mean? But we kind of kept in touch, and we always kind of kept, and I saw some of his journeys, some of mine. And it's just, I think that's the unique part, that you get to like almost like vicariously live through other people and see their journey and see like, oh yeah, I remember him when he was in school. He did have that in him, or he did have that in him. I think that's neat. I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm gonna mute myself. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I would
We'll
like
see how
to
long
know
that
what
lasts.
Gallo does. What's going on?
Hi, Gaati. I am. Oh man, there's so much to unpack. But like what JB was saying is that in high school, like I really didn't think, oh yeah, I'm gonna see this cat in 10, 20 years or whatever. We were cool, and I know we had two classes together. One was newspaper, and I can't remember the other class. He says one thing, I say another, but the point is that we hung out a couple of times, and he and I kind of vibe the same way. I guess because he's like first generation, technically, like he's African here in the U.S., and the way he grew up, the way I grew up was kind of similar. I don't know if there's an African term for machismo, but it seemed like he kind of had that same type of vibe growing up, to where he could be his own man on his own without having to be overbearing with females. But anyways, and like you said, living vicariously. And it doesn't help that JB has like 75 different Facebook accounts and Instagrams and all this other crap. Because like it'll be one thing, and then 6 weeks later, I get a friend request from like JB Boogie ZQ. Like, who the what? All right, whatever. Like, he just keeps changing his name.
That's because he used them burner accounts to talk crazy to people.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
But yeah, keeping kind of tabs on him. Yeah, keeping tabs on him, like through the years, what's going on with him. And another thing is though that like he and I think we're not the only ones that I know of from high school that have the non-traditional life. Like we didn't get married and settle down right after high school with some high school sweetheart or whatever, and still together and have like 17 kids or whatever. It's just like, oh no, like that's just not for me. I never wanted kids. But as far as my life, I mean, for Gaati and for whoever's catching up now and didn't listen to the first few episodes, I'm a recovering sex addict. Didn't realize I was one. And even when I heard the term, I always thought, it's just like something celebrities say just so they don't get in trouble with their wives, or they get another chance before they have to get stuck paying alimony. That was just my mindset about it. And because I was just running through so many females, because of the way I was raised, the way I grew up, is the more women you're with, the more of a man you are. And I was like, oh, it's just natural. It's no big deal. Until I realized that it was affecting like my relationships, my work, all the other things in my life. And it wasn't even I realized that. I realized it after the fact. Then it kind of came to light. So I decided to work on myself and figure out that I had a lot of mental health issues that I wasn't addressing, that I was just using sex to deal with or to cope with them. And so realize, my problems. And of course, other addictions, the idea is just to stop cold turkey. Like you don't drink anymore, you don't do drugs. But sex is part of a relationship. So that's kind of a difficult aspect to navigate within a relationship, because, the kind of sex that I like to have, most females would be turned off, or not turned off, but just kind of frightened. Like, whoa, you like to do what? And this, that, and the other. So, I either have to find someone that's into what I like, but I won't like her because our personalities won't match outside of the sex, or I have to find someone that we have a good personality with, and quote unquote settle for average or mediocre sex that everybody else has because they're not into the same things.
Adequate. Hey, say what you want to say, bro. Don't look. I'll say it for you, bro. Because I you know what I'm saying. You're saying you got to put your chest out sometimes, man. They ain't, you going the extra mile, and they stop in Nebraska.
Hold on, he might be talking about something totally different than the
Look,
extra mile.
look, you going all the way to
His background is dark. He probably got some chains and straps back there, JB. Come on.
Look,
I'm scared. I'm shook it.
Is that
Oh, he likes the role play.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oh, CJB talking about the extra mile. That's what I'm talking about. That's beyond the extra mile, but
look, man.
Oh, it's still going.
Don't knock it till you tried it, man.
And that's just like foreplay. That's not even like what most people consider raw, kinky, whatever. That's like just getting started. So
that's how I feel, bro.
Oh, do you have a YouTube video?
It'd probably be demonetized if I did.
Okay.
But there are some stuff out there on YouTube, but they can only simulate some things. Some of the more stuff that I prefer to do is like shibari or binding. And I'm a dom, I'm a top. So my idea is that I want the woman to do what I say when I say. And I can just make a distinction where when it's within sex, when it's in the bedroom or on the street, on the alley, wherever we are, but when we agree to do whatever we're doing, I treat and use her as a sexual object. I subjugate her. But outside of that, I treat her as a human. I treat her as a person because she's my partner. She's my equal. She's my equal.
Hang on. Do you do the furniture play? I thought that was crazy when I saw that.
Furniture play? No, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, so it's weird, bro. So like the dumb will tell the sub something crazy like, "Hey, you got to be a table for today."
Oh,
and that's what that person would be. You know, they would be the table. You set your plate on her or him, and you use that person as a table. Tell them to be a lamp. They got to stand in the corner like they're literally a lamp. You know what I'm saying? And maybe hold a light or something. I just thought that was crazy. I don't see the purpose in it.
So this is 50 Shades of Grey, but what's that? Gallo, is that child's play? Because you went.
No, because in the kink community, 50 Shades of Grey is considered a rape because in 50 Shades of Grey, he supposedly knows what he's doing and gives her a contract. And she says her safe word. What her safe word is basically saying, no, I don't want to do this. And he says, oh no, I got to have you. It's so hot. I just have to have you. And I understand how in the mainstream, most females would see that, oh my God, that's so hot. He has to have her. But let's just say he was an ugly guy. Make that guy a fat, ugly guy. Would it still be hot? Probably not. And so we Kingsters, we just hate 50 Shades of Grey because it opened up a whole can of worms with like this bad subgenre of erotica where the whole focus is to ignore the safe word. And that's actually kind of the reason why I started my podcast, because a lot of my friends that are in the kink community subs, they would complain that if they put anything about BDSM or kink in their dating profile, they get a ton of messages from guys that says, oh, I'm a real dom and I know what I'm doing. I don't need a safe word. Or if you're a real sub, you wouldn't need a safe word because real subs, have to be there and take whatever the dom tells them. And that's not the case. It's a symbiotic kind of relationship where you both work with each other, feed off of each other. And in most cases, the sub actually has all the power because she can stop, or the sub, the other female, but the sub has the power to stop at any time and end the play. So they hold the ultimate control.
My safe word is, ow, shit, stop that, please.
Nah, it got to be something weird, like,
something quick.
No.
KFC.
Ow, shit, stop that.
Because by the time you say all of that, JB is done.
Look, I'd never say ow. So when they see me say ow, stop shit that hurts, that's my safe word.
Nah, you gotta yours probably should be Mr. Pibb cream soda.
Don't, it's coming. Don't ask for it. If you ask for it, it's coming. I don't know if y'all have seen this before. I don't know if y'all.
I gotta digest this.
Wait for it. He dressed in drag and he trying to blame it on Dr. Pepper cream soda. I keep telling him, bro, if it's something you want to tell us, man, just tell us, bro. I'm gonna support you regardless.
What's going on?
Will you though? Because both of y'all are the most homophobic dudes I know on the podcast. Y'all say pause every 30 seconds when I listen to y'all. Pause. Like, pause. So what? Just fucking say a hard dick and let it roll. Don't say pause. Just fucking run with it. There you go. Pause. So are y'all that homophobic?
I'm not. I'm telling my brother I'll support him. This is not the first time I've seen him dress up in women's clothing.
It's a sweet thing.
See, and apparently, so he told me that he has no clothes on. All he has is the bandana, the wig, and some heels.
See,
That's what he told me.
Oh my God, heels with them big ass feet.
This is how we go too far. This is how we go too far. See,
is that not what you told me, Boog? Well, you know we record this thing, right?
Yes, I never in my lifetime had put on a pair of heels. Not even when I was a kid.
I don't even think they make heels that big.
Man, 13s. Come on now. But what I'm gonna say is,
they do.
Just to
you see, but talking about, you see, he didn't deny the rest of it. He just only denied the heels. Go ahead.
Oh, I had on pants, man.
Man,
look,
but you know,
it's a sweet thing. You should look crushes up. They're funny. It's Justin Guarini. But speaking of Melton Health, okay, and I know we have two basketball people, and I don't know how familiar you are, Gallo, with James Harden and Ben Simmons, right? Ben Simmons is a player for the 76ers, and he's taking time off for mental health because he wants to get traded. And you know, I think in 2021, mental health is being brought to the forefront, but also being used as a ploy sometimes to get, you know, because the players aren't as mentally strong. So I wanted to ask Ms. Gaati and Mr. Gallo, what differences do you see from your growth or your time growing up? Because I know both of y'all play sports and both of y'all grew up in the 90s, 2000s. What's the difference between how athletes and kids were treated then and how they're treated now, and how mental health is thrown in there sometimes? Like, and we've talked extensively, me and Gaati, about, you know, some of the coaches you had and how they played mental games. And of course, we've talked about it with Gallo, but I just want to ask you guys about that and how y'all feel about that. Gaati, you can go first because you're the lady.
All right. Thank you. Wow, that's kind of a loaded question. But before I give my answer, I would like at some point to circle back to what Mr. Gallo was talking about, because I do have some questions for you. But in regards to mental health and athletes, it's imperative. I think just all across the board in the last couple of years, it's been like highlighted how important caring for your mental health is as an individual in whatever industry you're in, particularly high impact industries. So like, I think for Ben Simmons, I can't speak for him, but I think there's a lot of things coming into play there as a privileged athlete. But you know, it can be as simple as not getting along with teammates, you know, having a coach that doesn't understand you, dealing with personal issues at home when you have to focus on your craft. So like, yeah, it could be as simple as that, or it could be as complex as feeling lost and not knowing who you are anymore in your sport, or going to a higher level and realizing the politics is what takes precedence to the skill, or dealing with money and agents and all these things that can affect your mental health.
Now, caveat to that, coming out, you know, he's Australian born, came to the U.S. as a high school senior, played 1 year of high school ball, 1 year of college ball, went to the league. His scouting report as a coming into the league was spoiled, mentally weak, needs to be center of attention, has issues with authority. That was his scouting report back at LSU, right? And so now, 5 years later, all these things that they said about him are coming to pass. So I'm just putting that out there to say that is it the things you said, or is he a spoiled athlete? It's very murky, you know.
It could be a combination of both, and so that goes back to my point. I don't really want to speak too much on him because he is a pampered athlete and he is getting paid millions of dollars, and he's not developing his game to where they're asking him to, and that's a huge conflict of interest. Like, they want him to shoot better, but he's coming back every year and he's not, you know, improving in that way, and he's one of the top paid athletes in the country. But just go back to a general aspect of mental health within sports. It's really important, especially if you don't have a support system, to be mindful of all that. Like, for example, let me use myself. Like, when I first came out of high school going into college, I was ranked top in the nation. But personally, I was having a lot of issues because my oldest brother was incarcerated, and he was like my father growing up, but I still had to focus and lock in. Like, nobody really cared about that. Then I was having, then you have the dynamics of like maybe being a star player and getting along with the rest of your teammates, or having them work together as a team and everybody understanding their role, which these things take time. So mental health is really important to focus on. And of course, where you have things that you need to work on, people are going to abuse it and kind of go above and beyond and use things as crutches. But I think that's no reason to dismiss the severity and the importance of it, because it's really affecting all of us, and it affects us all in different ways. We have our own generational trauma, and then we think about our parents and the generational trauma that they had. You have 3 first-generation Americans on here, so understanding with that.
You're the oddball.
What's that?
He's the oddball over there.
Well, he's down there to me, but yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but and then
I'm really a minority on here, huh? I'm from Let
me stop you, Gaati, because you're being really, really PC and really nice right here, and you're not really tooting your own horn. So I'm gonna toot your horn for you, okay?
Well, just to wrap up what I'm saying, right? Around mental health in sports, or whatever industry you're in, it's important to be mindful and to continue to cultivate an environment of wellness and wholeness. But you also don't want to make excuses, because the generations before us fought a lot harder, and they went through a lot more turmoil and traumatic things than we did. And they set the bar pretty high on like what we can take as people. Not that we have to take that, but nowadays it looks different. So it's just a matter of like maintaining and doing what you need to do, whether it's talking to somebody, writing it out, expressing in different ways. It's important to be mindful of your mental health.
She don't want to say that she's one of PV's top 100. They had a top 100 PV athlete. She's
the SWAC.
The SWAC. I'm sorry, SWAC 100.
The conference, not the
just
school.
one school, nigga.
She's a PV legend. She was recruited by the great Cynthia Cooper, who was her coach, and she also has how many years you have overseas?
5.
5 years overseas. You came back from
she know Mikiko in them.
What you say?
She know Makiko.
She don't know Makiko in them, bro.
She know them.
She went overseas.
She went to. You didn't go to China. You went to.
I went to China.
It was China, so maybe she might know Kiko.
She might know the PC.
I know y'all probably know Cyril, who sent people over there. But.
Okay. Oh, I know you're talking about. But she came back from a debilitating, almost career-ending injury to come back and still be one of the top scorers of her
3 knee surgeries.
Yeah, so
3 reconstructive. Okay,
hand claps.
There's a difference.
Some hand claps.
Oh no, I hit the wrong button the first time.
Americans can't get that right. So, Gallo,
you from third world, remember?
Gallo, how do you feel? Because I know you had a athletic history. How do you feel? And just being a young person, how do you feel that mental health issues and dealing with mental health was dealt differently from when we were kids to how you see kids being dealt with now, and or how you see this life now?
So there's a lot of conflict in me, because you and I are Gen X. I don't know about anybody else, but we're that fuck around and find out generation. We grew up with don't be a pussy, fucking. Exactly. Are you a little bit of faggot? All these little cuss words, slang, derogatory terms, whatever you want to call them now. I mean, growing up, that was just every day. That was just whatever. Like being called a fag or a pussy growing up didn't mean that you're being whatever. It's just to ridicule you, to motivate you to be a better athlete, to be a better player. with shame and ridicule. And for us, it was just normal. But that was just every day. That was just life. That's how we grew up. That's what we expected. That's what we heard. We always, coaches will come and fucking slap you on the back of the head whether you have a helmet on or if you're, whatever. They'll shove you, grab you by your shirt, shake the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And you just got to just lay there and get, just hope you don't get that much spit in your face or in your eye or in your mouth. You just kind of like, okay, whatever, right?
I'm gonna tell you a trick. Supposed to have if you have a dull look on your face when the coach talks to you, then he gonna walk off. Like if you show any emotion, he'll keep going. But
he keeps fucking with you for that. Yeah, so you just got to be dead. You just got to be dead inside, and that's just what we got used to doing that. And also, that carried over when I was in the military in basic training. That was what I got in there as well. More yelling than any of the physical stuff because they'd get in trouble for. That's when there was a lot of change happening when I went to basic. And since then, it's just so, to me, it's pussified.
Hey,
they have like these little stress cards that if a soldier or whoever, gets stressed out, like there's too many drill sergeants yelling at them, they'll pull out a little card. And no drill sergeant can fuck with them for 24 hours. But at the end of 24 hours, they fuck with them again. And I think they only get 3 throughout basic training, at least right after I finished basic. So in 2000, between 97 to 2000 was when this all started. And now it's like a kinder, gentler army. And on one hand, I get it. We have to care for the mental health of everyone that's around. It could probably help reduce the issues of PTSD. But at the same time, I think some of the PTSD issues that we saw was that they weren't hardened growing up the way you and I were hardened, the way we grew up with stuff. Or maybe some Gen Xers did get PTSD because what they saw was so much worse than what we got, and they didn't know how to handle it because of their mental health. So I don't know their circumstances. To me, it seems that some of the PTSD stuff that we hear is because they didn't have a strong normalized trauma as they were growing up. On the other hand, I do see now that I'm older, now that I've gone through therapy, hypnotherapy, group therapy, all these little things that I've tried. Even when I first discovered that I was a sex addict, I didn't realize it was a mental health issue. I just thought that I had things that I did in my past that affected me. And the way I dealt with them, the way I normalized them caused mental health traumas, but I didn't see it as that. And I didn't understand it until this past year and a half when I'm kind of revisiting and always trying to improve myself and go back, okay, this happened then, but what did it really mean? And I can only see it from a certain perspective, and I have to, in a sense, grow to be able to see from a different angle. And I'm not going to get a perfect view of everything that happened back then. One, because my memory's fading, but 2, I get a better idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
So on one hand, I feel like, mental health is something that needs to be addressed and helped at all levels, not just for athletes or for soldiers or military, but just for everyone in general, to normalize it to like, okay, hey, this is bothering me. I need to figure out a way to deal with it. And most of us, or at least I recall, the way we dealt with it is just bury it, ignore it, forget it. It's not, if it didn't kill you, you're fine. You're good.
No blood, no foul.
Yeah. You get some blood, I just wipe it off, rub it on your shirt, whatever, whatever it takes to get the blood stopping. As long as there's no bone sticking out,
keep going.
Right. So, there's this like dichotomy within me that I'm like, do I want to like make fun of these little faggy little snowflakes, or do I want to like, okay, they do deserve mental health? And I think there's somewhere in the middle that we need to figure out, hey, they need to be tough, but they also need to understand their mental health.
Yeah.
Let's talk to Dub, and he's an American.
Oh, go ahead.
He's the South American, and he has no idea about third world issues. So I want to ask Dub how he feels about, because I know you grew up in a plush, nice, friendly neighborhood, Herm Clark. You had sidewalk, and you know what I'm saying, you had differences and stuff. So tell us how you feel, American guy.
You ain't never ran up on us though. Nah, so I look at sports and just my involvement in it, how I grew up. I think sports are important. One, it teaches a kid or the participant how to operate within a team system. I feel like it's your first experience to really see how it works in the real world. I always feel like an uncoachable kid turns into an unhirable adult. With that being said, it's a lot of bullshit I went through playing sports. You get the you get talked to crazy by your coaches, and you're supposed to just deal with it no matter what they say. They think they're motivating you, but it's doing damage in a
Never
certain
happened to me.
in a certain sense of, I just deal with it. He's an authority figure. I can't say I want to say. I call him a BAN in my head.
Yeah.
I just leave it alone. I suck it up. I keep it pushing. I get the task accomplished, and then I want to be better because you want your coach to have faith in you. So I think the Ben Simmons thing is twofold, because I don't think he has the work ethic he needed, or athletes like him. They don't have the work ethic they need. And when you get to be a professional athlete, it's not just a game. It's actually a job, and you have to perform to get paid the money you get paid. The flip side of it is I want the support of my teammates and my coach. Like, it transitions into what I do now for a living. The business I'm in is cars. I love cars, but it's a job now. And I find myself sometimes doing the same thing I did while I was on the practice field. Now, it's not the same kind of communication with the coworker or with the supervisor, but it's that, that's some bullshit, bitch ass nigga. But,
You got something to say, Gaati, about that?
Yeah, let me suck it up and not slap the shit out of you and figure out how to get the task done. And sometimes, that mentality is bad because, I kind of take that mentality in all aspects of my life, and I just hold it in. I don't release it. I don't talk about it. I don't deal with it until one day I literally can just be going to Starbucks and you bump into me and the world is over and I'm slapping the shit out of somebody. So
right, and that's kind of the effects of why the previous model of dealing with, let's just say, coach to player interaction was not working, because you see in the long term what the effects of that kind of treatment has. Because if you really take a microscopic look across, let's say, the country of the United States, of how people are being coached and people are being talked to, it's really the minority communities that's really getting the harshest type of treatment, because you're dealing with unhealthy coaches who have problems at home and they deflect that onto the athletes, typically kids who are still developing. So as a kid who's coming up and realize, like, it was early for me, like 4th grade, when I knew that basketball was my thing and that I was going to make it in basketball, because I was already almost 6 feet tall. And like, people were just like, just stand here. And I was like, okay, I'll stand here. After 2 seasons of standing here, I'm like, I want to shoot now. I want to score. And I had to deal with the different types of personalities. And what helped me was, like, my parents are foreign. So, like, you can't really top their personalities of, like, getting on someone. But then, like, when you get older, you realize how people have different sensitivity levels. So while even you could yell and cuss at one player, I wasn't the type of player that you could cuss and yell at. You could cuss and yell at me, but I'm going to shut down. Like, you want me to score less points, then talk to me crazy. But if you want me to be a productive athlete, just, hey, I need you to move your foot quicker. I need you to get lower on that. I need you not to travel, rather than, you uncoachable motherfucker, da 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 da. Because then I'm not going to respond. And people are dealing with that across the board.
And see,
yeah.
And I think a part of it too is a lot of these coaches are uneducated and actually don't know how to coach, especially when you look at some of these on a little league level. So you have like either your AUU basketball or like your little league Pop Warner football. A lot of these coaches they don't know what they're doing. I played football in high school, so that's how my coach talked to me. So I'm gonna talk to you like that. And they're not teaching the kid how to play a position, how to play a game. They're just screaming, I play football more than basketball. So go fill the A gap. Motherfucker, go hit him. Like, yo, what that mean? You know what I'm saying? So
honestly, you're either trained or untrained.
Right. So
the coach either knows how to be effective or non-effective. And all these things affect how a person comes up in their worldview. So it's important. So like now when you have kids, when you all take your kids to practice and you see the coach talking to your kid the way they talk to you, now you're going to stand up and be like, oh, not that one. Because talk to me and let me relate to my child. But a lot of us, because these sports are free, our parents weren't available. We didn't have anybody to advocate for us. So that's the part of what I do. I teach athletes or leaders how to advocate for themselves, how to speak up, how to speak truth to power. Because that shit is hard, especially when you a kid and you got this grown ass person telling you what to do. You got to teach your child to be like, oh, sorry, coach. No, my dad said you can't talk to me like that. Or like, make me do push-ups over here, talk to my daddy after practice, but I can't take it.
Now question to the two people who have foreign parents. I know my mom and my dad, their stance was the instructor is always right. It wasn't too much complaining about the instructor no matter what they did. So when I learned that at a young age, like I've never had any coaches yell at me. Even coaches that yelled didn't yell at me, because if they said go run through that brick wall, I'm run through the brick wall.
Right.
And I would tell them, you told me to run through the brick wall, so that's why I did. But I mean, it's funny, but it's true. So I have that issue personally talking to kids, because I'm like, when you tell me that the coach was tripping, I'm like, man, in my lifetime, I ain't never had a coach trip with me. In my lifetime, I've never had a coach be like, he's a problem, or to yell at me or call me. Like, it was always like, because they knew if they talk to me, then I'm gonna have a sensible response. If they say, take your jaws off and throw them on the ceiling, I'm doing that, because that's what they said do.
So,
you know what I'm
saying? So, all right. No. So I think what you're saying,
I'm dead ass. Like, whatever they said, because even if I don't believe in it, I'm gonna do it. I'm not you ain't gonna touch my booty, nothing crazy. But like, if you say something that's sports related, like you say, well, do it this way, and if I don't like doing that, I'm still gonna do it that way. And if it fails, I always tell kids, like, look, if you do what your coach say and it fails doing what he say, what are you gonna say? You did what I said and it didn't work.
So that's what I mean by when I say an uncoachable kid turns into an unhireable adult. The kid that can't listen to coaching. And when I say, like, I'm not talking about the coach. I'm not talking about the coach that knows nothing about the sport he's coaching. He's just out there cursing and screaming at a kid. I ain't talking about that coach. I'm talking about like a coach who's knowledgeable, who can teach you how to play the position, how to play the game.
But he's toxic.
Not even toxic, bro. If I'm sitting here trying to play the position of linebacker, and the coach is coaching me, telling me over and over how to play the position, and I keep doing the opposite. And, you know, he slapped me upside the head, run through the A-gap. You know how a football coach do when the play starts, will grab your jersey and forcibly push you to where you need to go.
Never had an issue in my life.
Well, because you probably never got off the bench. But what I'm saying is...
No, because if he said going to A-gap, I was going to the A-gap. But if I didn't go fast enough or strong enough is one thing, but I would do what he said. And I'm not trying to argue. I'm just saying, like, the reason why I never had problems with coaches, because whatever they said do as far as on the field, I did that.
I'm be honest.
Let's say you're a special case, because that's not everybody's experience.
Yeah.
I don't see. I don't want to say that because it's gonna sound like I'm being. When it comes to certain sports, I don't think you played at a. If you play,
don't say that, bro.
Because, bro, everyone know. All right, I'm gonna just speak for myself, and I feel like I was pretty good at what I do. No one is ever just stepping on a field or court or anything, and is 100% expert every time. There's a learning curve with everything you do. I don't care how good you are or were. There was a learning curve. Sometimes you need something explained a little extra. So
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just playing a sport and being coached.
Yeah. So
if you can't get that taught to you, the essentials of that, then that's a problem. That's why I said you're not coachable. I've had I was coached by Ray Seals. Ray Seals was a legendary coach in Houston, one of the best coaches you can ever have. And Ray Seals is gonna sit there and teach you how to play every position of the game.
Yeah.
And then he gonna tell you, boy, you fucked up. You were supposed to blitz the A gap. You blitzed the B gap. And I'm like, okay, coach, you know how fast the A gap turned into the B gap when the play started? So I just picked the gap and went, you know what I'm saying? And it's things like that. And I find myself, even just as a man, with the men in my life, it was like, you can't be soft out here because life is hard. So I got to teach you to be hard. So that's how it's going to come across. I ain't going to say it to you nice because the world ain't going to say it to you nice. And and now we're rolling into
more to the conversation, bro. You gonna make me go left, so I'm gonna make it light because you trying to make me go. You know
I'm
how
just saying. I think that's what
it's flowing.
That's the part that's kind of like pampered athletes these days, because it's like they prima donnas, bro. Some of them, not all of them, they want all the glory, they want all the accolades, but they don't want to do the hard work.
Okay, Gallo, I have a question for you. We're talking music, right?
Well, you had asked him a question before.
Oh, what was the question I asked him?
About us being foreigners and how parents and how we did with instructors or teachers or whatever.
Yeah, there you go. Answer that one for me. Thank you, Gaati.
Yeah, he does that. Good catch, Gaati. It's Gaati, sorry.
What did he do? No, you stop talking. You said you weren't talking. What did he do?
You heard me say he does that sometimes.
What did he do, Gallo? Did he try to switch up the conversation on you?
Oh no, he does that all the time.
Yeah,
I know
he
that.
does it all the time, bro.
Yeah. I mean, you hear it on the podcast. He'll try to, he thinks of something and then jumps on that instead of finishing up the first train of thought.
Don't let him be wrong. If he's wrong, he's really going to change it.
He'll backpedal out of it. He'll figure out a way to get out of it. No, I know. Yeah. I know the guys.
To have the listener be able to go on their own. And it's not because I'm trying to backpedal.
No,
I want the listener to go on their own and investigate that. That's what that is. But sorry, Gallo, back to you.
No, yeah. With my parents, I don't remember having it being spoken where like the teacher's always right or the instructor or whoever's. I know I was taught like always respect your elders. Always respect, even if they're one day older than you, they know one day more than you do. Even if all they did was just sit in a room all day long, they still deserve that respect. And that was more of what I was taught. But, respect only gets you so far. And then at the same time, if they don't show you the same respect back, then not all bets are off, but at least that interaction, all bets are off. So, I've had coaches get after me, they're like, hey, you fucked up. Okay, yeah, I fucked up. I did wrong. But if they start yelling at me because they confuse me with someone else, then, oh no, fuck you. Fuck your mom, fuck your dog, and everybody in your family, and I'm gonna burn the house down. So
I'm gonna burn the house down.
I kind of want to wrap that up, and then to piggyback of what he just said, it's important for you as an athlete or whoever you encounter to learn self-agency, because Jay Boogie, I hear you talking really from a perspective of a coach. And it's because of the space that you're in, and you're really dealing with a lot of athletes, and you're seeing all kind of personalities come through. I think a great way of kind of measuring self-agency and being able to speak up for yourself. You said you will run through a wall if a coach tell you run through the wall, right?
Yes,
so
right.
and how that kind of was like me. Is like, the ball's about to go out of bounds and they like, yo, throw yourself on the floor to save that ball. Yeah. Right? How many people have we seen get hurt with a maneuver like this? And you probably don't even score off of that or, create a turnover. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, let's not throw our bodies like a sack of potatoes onto the floor to get that last ball. Let's hustle and try to get it before. And if we lose it and if we let it go, then hustle and get it on the next play. What people don't realize is these injuries are real, and no one thinks they're going to get hurt until it happens to you. Yeah. Like, that's not cliche at all. Like, I always was like, damn, that's a lot of people tearing their ACLs around here. I don't know what's going on. And then I tore my ACL. I'm like, damn, I'm one of those people. And then I tore my knee again. I'm like, damn, I'm one of those people. When I tore it again, I'm like, am I crazy? But the coach is like, good job. Thank you so much. While they're giving me a hand clap and thank you, now I got to go have surgery and recover for 9 months. That shit was not worth it. So how about next time I open my mouth and be like, coach, I don't know, my body don't feel right, or my bad, I messed up on that last one, I got a turnover, I know you on my ass, but I'm about to go get it. These are the different things. These are just the little things that you could speak up for yourself on, which you basically have to teach children and young adults how to do this, because it's really intimidating. But like, coach, I got you on the next one, instead of feeling like, oh, my life is over, oh, I'm never going to play again, oh, I don't bring value to the team. Now you do, but take care of you and then go hard for the team, as opposed to just listening to this adult who's in power over you and doing anything they say. Because when you get hurt, who's going to be there nursing your knee, icing your knee, helping you get around? Not many people, hopefully somebody. But those are things to actually think about and consider as far as mental health, injury prevention, being a strong, solid individual.
Now I hear a guy ain't say it, but I see it in his eyes. I see it in his eyes. We never played worried about getting hurt. We never played that. We weren't taught to play that way, and we were all and from a coach's and what I think is unique about yourself. In fact, everybody on here is that whatever we're doing, whether it be podcasting or coaching. I mean, Gallo didn't tell you. I'm here to push my brothers and my sisters. Gallo had some years in the roller rink arena. I mean, the roller derby arena. As far as just all parts of it, and so there's nothing that he would tell somebody to do that he hasn't done himself or he wouldn't do, right? So when I'm telling a kid or telling anybody, whether it be somebody that's 18 or 8, when I'm saying do this thing right here, I'm not saying it because it's the right thing to do. I'm saying it because that's what I would have done, or I'm saying that if we have to go out there and do, if I was in your shoes and we switched it at this age right now and we switched it, I would do that. Like, how many coaches did you have, Dub, Gaati, Gallo, that would get out there with you and perform with you, or get out with you and say, I'm like, look.
Man, it's a lot of these coaches that's out of shape that don't even know
exactly
who can't implement what they're telling people to do. And that doesn't discredit their ability to coach, because you don't have to necessarily know how to play in order to coach, or vice versa.
But
what I'm saying is
nuance, though, that
you talking about you and Gallo as far as what you would tell an athlete. Okay, because y'all live by a moral code. Y'all got to understand there's a lot of people out here who are just in it for the job, for the money, who have their livelihood and their family on the line. So they're going to tell the athlete to do whatever. More times than not, you're going to have coaches telling athletes, hey, if you got to die today, you got to die. And I had that mentality. Like, look, if my spinal cord.
Can we shoot just for views? Can we shoot slugs in Super Coupe right now? Or I mean, is that you trying to get views in our show sometimes?
What are you asking me?
I say if we try and get views in our show, we want to go viral. So if you want to say something disparaging about Super Cooper, we can do that, because I'm with you. Fuck Super Cooper.
Damn.
No, I'm joking.
My point is, so we could move forward. My point is, it goes back to self-agency. It goes back to teaching your child, your niece and nephew, these players that you encounter, how to communicate effectively, so that they can protect themselves, still perform to the highest performance. But like I said, my mentality too was like, look, I'm going in this game. If I die today, I'm going to die today. Well, you're not going to die. You're probably going to tear your knee, break something, and you have to recover. So it's a false sense of whatever it takes. No, it's not whatever it takes. It's like, let's understand the parameters in which I can operate in, and let's be great. Because I promise you, the greats, Kobe, MJ, all of them, I know they do whatever it takes, but they're not willing to risk their actual lives in order to win a game.
I'm saying, man, your boy cut his finger off. Your boy cut his finger off. He said, like, I got 6 weeks recovery, or cut the finger off. Running
lot. Yeah, and so
I digress.
I'll say this though. I think a basketball player's mentality and like a football player or a boxer, the mentality is a little different.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
It can be, because some people, and also it depends on the position you play too. I think it's very important if you have a staff, to have people on staff that have played said game at a high level. I've never had a coach. I've had said coach that told me run through a wall, but they also tell you be smart about running through said wall. And it made sense. Don't risk everything for a play.
Yeah.
But give 100%. Leave it all on the field. You
I
know
agree.
what I'm saying? I've had a coach pull me to the side and say, "Hey, don't do that dumb shit no more." You know what I'm saying? And then they explain to you why you can't do it.
Right, and that's the healthy part of it.
That's the healthy part of it.
Because if somebody be like, "Man, that was a stupid ass move," and just leave you like that, you're like, "Oh my god, that was a stupid ass move." But look, this is what you could do next time. You know, like stop doing that shit. But
like when the coach tell me to run through the wall, and I'm like, what I'm saying, what I meant was, to be clear, when the coach said run through the wall, 9 kids said I can't run through the wall. And coach said, I know you can. You just don't know you can. If you do this like this way, you can run through the wall. So if he told me that, then I'm running through the wall. And if it don't work, then it's like, well, coach, I did what you told me. It didn't work. As opposed to like, just, I can't do that, and I don't believe you. But I mean, I was
the like, you run through the wall. Bet how we do that. You know what I'm saying? And then, and then when you tell me how we do that, I'm like, all right. That sounds crazy, but I'm gonna try it at least once. Cause I'll try anything once.
Anything?
Not anything.
I'll try almost anything. I try almost anything once.
I got a couple of hard no's.
I got my hard no.
We still talking about sports, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Boogie not. I am.
Look, Boogie's nose all deal with penetration of his anal cavity. That's his nose. As long as
how we get here.
As long as
you're never gonna get your prostate checked.
I don't know how we get here, man.
They have the gel now. They have the gel and the sauna thing.
Sorry, honey. No, same procedure.
They ain't got to put in no more. I do research.
I do wanna. I kind of want to revisit some stuff Gallo was talking about, but I don't know. Maybe I should.
No, let's talk about it. You know, let's hold on. Let me find my spicy music.
Talk about some bondage.
Well, first I want to say I'm really proud of you for recognizing and acknowledging your addiction and making a change in your life. Because just from what I've heard so far, there are several factors that were causing you unbalance in your life, and it looked like you were just trying to find some kind of healing, some kind of compensation, and you made a decision to choose a healthy path. And so that's really great, and that's really big, and I commend you for that 100%. And then finding a balance within seeking a balance, what you were accustomed to and what's healthy right now as part of your healing journey. But like, how did you get started into this? What is it? SMS, or is another name for it?
BDSM.
Thank you.
Right.
I was way off.
So
can you tell us what BDSM means for those who don't know?
Right. So BDSM can mean two things. It could be bondage, dominance, submission, masochism, or bondage, discipline, sadism, masochism. It just depends on the individuals and what type of kink they prefer to be a part of. So kink is like the large umbrella where all the crazy kinky stuff falls under. BDSM is just a subset of it, and it's more not disciplined, but a little more structured in the way things go. And BDSM community are the kinksters that will communicate with each other. This is what I want to do. This is what I like to do. This is what I will never do. This is what I'm kind of open to trying. And these are my safe words. And also with safe words, sometimes there's even cautionary words. Personally, I prefer to use for safe words anything the color red. So you can say red, stop sign, apple, barn, schoolhouse. Anything that's related to the color red that tells me to stop. Game over. We're done. Anything the color yellow, school bus, banana, pineapple, anything like that. That means, hold on, this is a little too much. Slow it down. Let's start back up in a different manner. So those are two different ways. But even before you get to that point, the Dom should be able to read the facial expressions of what's going on with their the submissive, as to what's being done, what their reactions, what their sounds are. And to tell the difference between a painful moan versus a pleasurable moan. or sound. So yeah, that was BDSM. And how did I get into that? Man. So my senior year of high school, dated this one girl, and we were each other's first sexual partner. I was getting oral all through middle school and high school because I was terrified of having sex and getting a girl pregnant. Eventually found this one girl. What?
Me too.
So senior year is when I started dating this girl. We were together all senior year. After we graduated, I proposed to her. And then a month after I proposed to her, I found out that she was cheating on me since the month before. But there's an asterisk to that. So with that, I just decided, you know what? I'm going to cheat on her with as many people as possible, with as many women as I can. So some of her coworkers, some of her friends. I got on AOL at that time, and that's where everything really went downhill. Because on AOL, back on the early days of the internet, people were really excited to meet other people in person. So what I'm seeing coming back is ASL on like just random social media.
Age,
sex, location. So I had a key map, and in Houston, I don't know if you're aware, Gaati, but in Houston, there's a thing called key map, which is basically was a binder, had pages of all the streets in Houston, and a page number and a letter would say what page and what section of that page the street was on. So when I say ASL, it's, oh yeah, Southwest side. Oh, well, what part of Southwest? And they'd say, oh, Bissonnette. So I'd go through the book real quick, find Bissonnette.
You was going Bissonnette back in the 90s, bro?
Well, I was going everywhere. I was going, and what I would say is like, oh yeah, you're on this side of town. Oh, we'll have a cousin that lives off of Bissonnette and Fondren. And I don't remember the cross streets anymore, what crosses what, because I haven't been in Houston for like 10 years. So if they run parallel, my bad. But, any major cross streets, oh, well, I have a cousin that lives down by that back way, this street over here, like 5 blocks back. My cousin lives there. I'm going to go to a house party in 2 weeks. You want to join me? And eventually it was just, I didn't even have to go through all that lie. They were ready to meet. So eventually it went from, can I get this girl to have sex with me, to how soon can I have this girl have sex with me? And then I realized I was good in bed and I was larger than average, because I didn't know there's a difference between a grower and a shower. And I always thought I was small. When I found out that I'm larger than average.
Freeze right there. How did you figure out that you were larger than average?
Hold on. We're going to stay focused on his story, but
yeah, but I'm just
we can hit this real.
Okay.
Just a lot of partners that I had were saying, oh, you're so big, or this, that, or the other, just something to the effect of you're big. And what I was hearing, because I was still self-conscious, I didn't hear them saying that. What I was hearing is, oh, size doesn't matter. It's no big deal. That's what I was hearing, even though they were saying, oh, you're larger than my partner. You're larger than my husband. You're larger than my boyfriend. You're larger than whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't sinking in until one day it finally did. And I was like, oh shit. Okay, maybe I am. And another thing that makes me up is that I have large thighs. I have thick thighs. So for a football player, it's like if you put a cucumber between 2 watermelons, that cucumber doesn't look that big. If you put a cucumber next to like,
you better have a cucumber.
No. Well, I mean, if you're like comparing sizes, because my thighs are like 27 inches, and so you're looking down, it doesn't look that impressive. But if she puts her hand on it, she's got to put 2 on it, and there's still room for other stuff. Then okay, yeah, maybe I am bigger. What?
No, pause. Keep going.
No, you're just so homophobic.
Jay.
Anyways,
no. But it's okay. Okay, so
you gonna make me call your government name?
The reason why I asked that, because
Javlani.
the reason why, because growing up, like, and no jokes, what I'm saying is the only man I ever saw naked was my dad once, or maybe twice, and porn stars. So I'm always thinking like, well, it don't hang to my ankle, so I'm small. So the same insecurity that you had, I'm like, I don't know what big it is. And so I'm thinking to myself that they like my personality, they like my whatever. And then of course, as a human being, your perspective of yourself is always your perspective. So it's like, man, my hands are not big to me. My feet are not big to me, but somebody was like, damn, like I went to buy some shoes the other day, and the chick was like, this shoe is bigger than my whole arm. And I'm like, oh, I'm not thinking about that. So that's why I asked you that. I wasn't trying to be. I was just really trying to listen and see that.
You trying to tell us you got big feet?
No,
All
no,
right.
no, 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 no. I'm saying
Continue the story.
for the listeners. I'm saying that people who are larger in stature don't realize they're larger in stature because them they're really like even you, Gotti. Like you don't think you're a big, tall, fine thing, but you know.
I do.
Shut up.
What you mean? Of course.
But did you think that back in high school or middle school?
Exactly. Or even your first 2 years of college, you probably thought you were big and clunky. Until
I never thought clunky, but I definitely didn't have as much confidence as I do now in myself. So Gallo, so your issue started after being heartbroken after school.
Right.
How long between then and like realizing you had a problem in recovery?
Ooh. So let's see. It was 3 or 4 months before I got into the habit of making girls earn the chance to sleep with me. And that would be when we met, I'd have them do a strip.
That's what y'all dudes be doing. I promise. Like,
oh no, yeah, it was bad.
Be bad bitches these days.
This was back in the 90s. This is like 97, 98 when I'm getting a girl to dance striptease for me at 2 p.m. at a Denny's. And if she doesn't, fuck it, I'm out. I had a harem. Back then, my dry spells were measured in hours, not days or weeks. So, I'd had somebody come knocking on my door, waking me up at 9 a.m. So a little bit also, my mom passed away when I was a kid. So when I was 18, I had an inheritance. So I didn't have to work. With that money, I bought some rental properties that was generating money for me and paid for itself. So I worked at the mall just to like have something to do and have a reason to leave the house besides meeting girls on AOL. So all my time was spent on AOL.
Rockstar lifestyle might not make it.
Like 20 hours a day.
Speak your truth, King.
Just chasing females, talking to females and reading between the lines and all this other stuff. So that mentality.
You were what point were you? 1.0, 2.0?
2.3 all the way through a 4.0 when I went to the Army.
Yeah, and then you had the rooms. You had the rooms to go in. It was no.
Well, the rooms were always there. The pictures were hard to get by because back then you had to pay to get a picture scanned.
Exactly.
And you're paying like $10 to you're getting your pictures developed, and then on top of that you got to pay. I think pictures were like $5 to get 24 or 30 whatever pictures taken.
This is beyond me. I don't even know.
You gotta get the little digital CD of your pictures too, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean that was later. That was like 2000.
So like booty pics, everything like that.
Oh no! You can't even get that.
Yeah,
no, because you had to get them developed, and you would have to take them you have to take pictures and take them somewhere to like Walgreens, Walmart to get developed. Right. So you couldn't take anything too risque, or they just get pulled. You wouldn't even get them back.
So when I was in high school, we worked at Randall's. We worked at Randall's in the service center, bro. So me and my partner, my brother, that's what we did. We would develop people photos, and you would be surprised the shit people would bring us in their little disposable cameras. Mm-hmm. Like, it was for porn, like it was this creepy white dude. He would make duplicates and keep them shits, bro. Nah, real talk. He was like real creepy white kid. He didn't get none, bro. He'd probably be selling them online right now. Like vintage.
Times have changed.
Probably rich. Yep. You probably got all the Pornhub still photos.
So what was recovery like for you, Gallo?
Well, let me get to the BDSM part, because with AOL, I met this female that was considered a unicorn, which in kink community is a bisexual single female. That's DTF. And with her, I went to swingers clubs. At swingers clubs, so there's 5 in Houston right now. Most of them are in the north. There's like Northwest. 2 are actually on 1960, 1 Southwest and 1 Southeast.
I know about 1960. Hey, Young James Boogie be going to them too, though, bro.
Bro, I can't go to this love, bro.
Bro, you went to that one because you had beef with the wrestler Maven.
Bro, me and you went to one together, so don't.
My guy.
Y'all telling a secret.
Don't get.
This ain't no secret. Did you have beef with the wrestler Maven, bro? Don't tell me if I'm tripping or not. It's a yes or no. Did you and Maven have beef?
We had a small beef.
All right, keep telling your story, El Gallo.
Me and you went to a strip club together. A strip club together because we worked at a liquor place, and one of our delivery places
was delivering liquor to the swingers club is not the same as going as a patron.
I'm just saying we weren't patrons. I didn't say we were patrons.
You see what he's trying to do? All right.
And the big boss man.
So at swingers clubs, once a month they're a BDSM or kink club, and because kinksters have to bring in a whole bunch of extra stuff to be able to have their fun. So on one of those nights, I discovered that and kind of had a mentor that would teach me stuff and how to do things. And I learned how to do things then. There probably was terminology for everything that we did, but I haven't learned the terminology until like this past year, like aftercare and all these other things. Like, oh, that's what that's called. Like there's a lot of stuff that I learn terms now for stuff that I've been doing for over 20 years. So this was 97, 98 when I started down this path. It wasn't until 2010 that I realized that this was a problem, that this wasn't healthy, that it wasn't good. With my first marriage with my wife, I had it in my mind, okay, I'm married. There's no reason for me to go more than 24 hours with sex. You're on your period, you got 2 other holes. And she would, whatever, females aren't always in the mood. They're not always ready. They're not always willing.
Be the truth, King.
So I had in my mind that, okay, fine. I'm going to get laid every 24 hours. My wife can be a part of it, whether she wants to or not, but I'm getting laid every 24 hours. And that was it was a vicious cycle because she'd find out 5-6 months down the road because some other female's calling me up to try to hook up again and have sex. And my dumb ass was giving out my real name and giving out my phone number. And so then I had to start changing it up. But even then, they'd still find me. And it would just be a cycle to where we'd get good. And then for whatever reason, I'd get a wild hair and decide to go sleep with somebody. A couple months later, she'd find out and no sex. And then I'd just keep having sex with someone else until she decided to go ahead and have sex again. And it was just over and over and over. Till finally she got tired of it. We got divorced. So it was very unhealthy.
You're supposed to be in Houston. You said you was coming to Houston, man. You never. I thought we were supposed to.
I'm coming on the 9th, December 9th. Okay. So in a month.
Yeah.
In a month.
Just know that we're gonna have a beer or two.
Okay. Yeah. We'll talk offline.
Let him finish.
But anyways, so here's the fucked up part.
Okay.
Got divorced in 2010. Separated and divorced. This girl that we know, and actually JB knows her.
I keep laughing.
So
no names.
Name is Tasha.
In 2010, Tasha. Okay. So in 2010, Tasha reaches out to me and sees it on social media that I'm divorced, right? And she goes, "Oh, hey, let's meet up and talk and whatever." So it comes out like we're having this argument that, no, you cheated on me first. No, you cheated on me first. And finally I get her, no, you fucking admitted to me in front of your parents and your sister that you cheated on me. And she's like, oh yeah. Okay. No, what had happened was she was actually hooked on cocaine, but she knew that I have this disdain for drug use and even medical drug use. Like I saw growing up that if you take medicine for anything, if you take vitamins, you're weak, you're a pussy. That so much so that even when I broke my hip in 2016, I wouldn't take any oxy. I took 2 oxy when I got out of the hospital, and I just lived with the pain ever since. I never refilled my stuff, never used it, just gave them away and sold them because I always saw any type of medicine as weakness. So she knew that back in high school. So she thought if I knew that she was on drugs, that I would drop her. And for some reason in her mind, her logic was, well, if I say I cheated on him, he'll forgive me. And so she basically admitted that she wasn't cheating on me. She was just on drugs. Once she found out that I was cheating on her, then she cheated on me. So that was just kind of this whole weird thing. So I got set down on this bad path on a lie.
It's her fault, bro. She made you do that, man.
Well,
you would have been good.
No, I still would have probably been bad, just not as bad.
That's what I'm saying.
I still probably would have had
an
bad.
enabler, Jay.
No. Yeah, no, I know. I get it. I see what he's trying to do, but I know I still would have been a sex addict. I still would have had trouble because of the way I was raised. Of the more women you're with, the more of a man you are, and then even just realizing stuff about myself being larger than average. Then
pause.
I knew I could, do or get females to do most of what I wanted anytime I wanted because also was a bartender. and I was paying attention to human interactions, body language, all this other stuff. I could tell when a guy was going to go approach a group of females. I could tell within the first 5 seconds whether or not he was going to get her phone number, whether they're going to dance, or he's going to get rejected, just by the way his energy, their reaction, their body language, which the guys weren't even paying attention to. They just like would go up, and you could see them just like, oh yeah, right. And the females are just like, okay, and yeah, he's not going to get anything happen. And then he just turn around and walk away because I would see the female's reaction. So by seeing that, I got better at just, okay, I know she's interested. I know she's interested. I think she's interested. She might be interested. She's a no. She's a no. She's a no. Okay, so I know who to approach anywhere in public. And it just became second nature for me.
To this day, I still have no idea. Not even being funny for real. Like to this day, right now, I have no idea. Like I have zero idea. I just be like I've had people come to me 4 years later after they got married. Like I was like, oh, you gotta say, hey, you gotta tell me I want to touch your penis before I'd be like, no, because I'm like, and because I might be like, hey, my penis is available. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't say yeah, I'd be like, sure, well.
So how did you recover?
So in recovery, so when I got my divorce, I made a female friend, and I met her through a dating app, but we just didn't click, but I still liked her personality. She was funny. She had a dark sense of humor, very twisted. We'd make fun of people and like just very macabre sense of humor. And so I figured I'd rather keep her as a friend than have sex with her a few times for a month and then leave her and forget about her. And to this day, we're still friends.
Have a good choice then.
Yeah. And so she was going through what's called Celebrate Recovery. And it's a Christian addiction recovery group. Excuse me. It is for like alcohol, drugs, sex, love addiction, codependency, food addiction. There's a few more I'm probably forgetting. But so I was going through that, or actually I wasn't going for it. I was just going because she was such a people pleaser. So after the whole thing was over, she would stay and talk to someone until they were finally done talking and leave. And we would always make plans to go see a movie afterwards or go hang out or do whatever. And if I wasn't there, then she'd be there till like 10 o'clock at night. So I went so that way I'd be able to oh, hey, we got to go, and be able to pull her out. So I was her excuse to leave early, or, once it was done, stay 10, 15 minutes and then bounce, versus her staying there for a couple hours. And so I just kind of went and just went through the motions because everything seemed, so there was the sex addicts group that I would go sit in because I have no problem with drugs. I had no problem with alcohol or nothing that I would use. I hardly drank. I don't do drugs. And I'd go sit in the sex addicts group, but their problems were with porn or with prostitutes or street sex workers. And, so it was those two things that were always their issue. And I was like, I don't have that problem. Like my problem is I got a fucking 3-day dry spell right now. And it just never dawned on me. Oh yeah. So I would lie and say, oh yeah, I'm having trouble with porn this week. I jerked off 5 times today, whatever. I just say something to have something to say because I couldn't relate to them. And then one day while I was there, after like a month or two, this one guy gave his testimony about how he came through his addiction for meth. And every time he said, oh, well, because I had a bad day, because I was sad, because I needed to pick me up, because whatever, every reason he gave were the same reasons I used to go have sex, to feel better and just deal with something, or just to, whatever kind of boost, to just forget about my problems, to ignore my problems, to go over them. And I was like, oh shit, I am a sex addict. And it still took me a while to decide to finally work through my issues, go through a step study group, which is 3 to 5 guys that would meet once a week, go through a little booklet, and it would just kind of ask you personal questions about your path, about your childhood, your first encounter with X, Y, or Z, and then make you talk about or write down what you feel about things. And it was a hard process to go through, being a Gen X or being the type of person that I was, to even realize my feelings. Like the only feelings I knew and understood was happy, sad, and mad. Like anything other than that didn't make sense. So realizing feelings that I had, realizing things that I'd gone through, made me realize, oh shit, this is a problem. This isn't just, it doesn't just hurt my female partner or my significant other, whoever it is. It's also hurting me because I am bearing all these feelings with sex to just ignore whatever my problems are and how to like get them all out and deal with them. So been through that since 2011 and have a healthy relationship with sex. Had my best relationship with my wife that passed away 4 years ago, but that relationship we had was the healthiest relationship I'd ever had in my life, in that we were always honest. We always had open communication. We never went to bed angry. As a matter of fact, in the 4 years we were together, we only had 6 discussions. And it was like, hey, babe, today you said this or you did that. It bothered me and I didn't like it. And I would think about, okay, you're right. That makes sense. This is Y, Y, Z. Never going to do it again. Or I'd tell her, hey, you did this to bother me. And same thing. We would just have a discussion, realize, okay, what we did that was offensive or hurtful. And then decide, okay, we don't have to do that anymore because I can live without doing that to keep you happy, to make you happy. And that was a compromise that we always had for each other.
Wow, that's an incredible story. Thank you for sharing.
Some claps, Aaron W.
Wow.
My bad.
That's powerful.
I'm multitasking.
So now it's time for the ignorance.
I feel like we can't be too ignorant, bro. We've had like a real adult podcast. Usually, I would have been tried to get you and Miss Gaati to hook up by now, but I
said it wrong. So 1, 2, you already said it wrong. You said the name wrong. So
how do you say it?
Gaati.
It's Gaati.
Oh, like Gaati. Look, I would have been tried to hook y'all up, but she seemed like she way too mature for that bullshit. So I'm not even gonna do it.
I'm her senior, by the way.
So that don't mean she not more mature than you, nigga.
I'm mature.
Facts.
See, facts.
Well, in regards to hooking me up with,
I'm not even gonna do that to you. No. See.
Oh, okay.
Just through our.
I love him though. Okay.
Through our brief conversation,
I love him. He's a great friend of mine.
You have common sense, and my brethren has said it plenty of times that he hates young ladies with common sense. So I know it would never work.
Don't believe this guy. Look.
Grabbing my pearls.
This guy right here.
Boogie, you do know we record this, right?
Look, she has heard the music. Right?
Your views of how you dislike young ladies with common sense is on iTunes, sir.
She's heard the music, right? And
shameless plug. Check out These Circle G's on iTunes.com.
You got a check the other day, bro.
Nigga, what my cut?
Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say online what the cut is, but you can get it, bro. Don't worry. When you send me your cash up, I'll send it to you.
Run me my $1.25, all right?
We got a check the other day, man. So
you can't split 7 cents that easy, huh?
Man.
I know, right? Run me my what? It was what?
It was more than 7 cents. It was more than
how much was the check, bro? I'm not gonna judge it. How much was the check?
The check was for $24.
Oh, I'm mad,
Yeah, so
everybody can't say they made $24 off rap.
Well, that's true. What I be doing, like when the 24, because this is on some stuff we haven't promoted. This is some stuff from 2000 and whatever. All I do was take that 24 and just put it back into getting new CDs. Like I sent it back to CD Baby or whatever.
What are you buying CDs for?
That's who's buying them. That's what I'm saying. Like when somebody buys a CD, they send me a check.
Nobody's buying CDs anymore.
Bruh, I just told you we got a check yesterday. You want to see? When we pull up the
what I'm saying is CD Baby probably has transitioned to the streams. So
no, CD Baby saying it gives you the email of the person who bought the CD. It tells you the CD they bought, and it's like you got a CD for you bought a CD. You know, this is worldwide. It was in Germany actually.
It was in Germany. A real live CD, my nigga. You don't even have CD players in cars anymore.
Yeah, look at this guy.
I have 6 of them.
Didn't you sell me a car with a CD player in it, bro?
Time out. First off, I don't sell cars. Secondly, you have to put some context in it. The vehicle that you purchased with the CD player was of the age to have a CD player in it.
I agree, bro. Right. Okay. But anyway, man, this is wonderful.
What you mean you have 6 of them? You have 6 CDs in your car, or like you just have 6 Circle G CDs?
No, she don't have Circle G CDs.
You have
It's the 6 interchangeable thing, And my cards were 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
I have a comment
Jesus.
to make about this guys and you guys' perspective on relationships. Because you over here talking about, you're gonna shoot the shot for JB to me, or like how you do to the female guest, right?
Okay, keep going. You're true, Queen.
Damn, I finally got in trouble. But I got an answer for you. Go ahead though.
She ain't heard another episode either, but by the way, she's not listening.
I did. Oh, don't try to put me on blast because I did, okay?
Sorry.
Thank you. Well, this is the thing. There's different, we women, we have to be careful because we think, and I'm making a blanket statement, so I'm not speaking for all women, but as a woman, you want love, you want security, you want to know that your man wants you and like only you, unless you guys decide to be in an open situation or a poly situation, which that is, different, and you can communicate that. I think a lot of people don't really communicate in relationships, so it's a lot of misunderstanding of what they want and what they need, right?
I'm polygamy.
Okay.
I've heard it before.
But when you and I'm talking as a single female, right? And I don't have any issues getting guys. But when you look at a guy who, as a single female with no children, I want to get married. I want to have children, right? So, I date. And it's really interesting because you have to go to a certain age group, a certain profile of guys if you're serious about taking these next steps. Because certain men, for example, like JB, who are good men and contenders, I would speak on y'all, but I don't know y'all backstory like that. And obviously Gallo has gotten married and he's taking that step, and I don't know about you, Dub, but
he's married.
Yeah, I'm very married.
Wonderful. Marriage is beautiful.
I met his wife before you did.
What?
I met your wife before you did.
He probably
me and his wife walked in the door together.
So what you trying to say, nigga? I owe you a fade?
A fave or maybe FAV.
Don't make me go wake up because shit coming here.
FAV because I didn't do anything because I'm a gentleman and I didn't say anything negative or.
You are a gentleman.
I saw your wife. She's a beautiful woman. I didn't hit on her. I didn't, saying nothing, and then y'all met and y'all.
Well, you brought it up like you had a point there.
Yeah. You see what he did there, huh?
I don't know. I just trying to.
Okay.
Okay. Problems. But anyway.
Well, back to my point. JB is a really great quality man, and I think would be a wonderful husband and partner. But it's just a matter of meeting people where they are. Oftentimes, if you're a single woman and you want a man that's similar to JB, you might have to keep him because JB already has his strong relationship. He has a child. Like a lot of men, once y'all have that child, if you're married and you have a child and you get divorced, it's gonna be tough to get you to settle down again, especially if you have a man child. Because you guys, when you have your boys, you're like, oh, okay, this is my next phase of life. I'ma just kick it. So it makes it a little tougher for the dating pool, because just with this society that we live in, there's all these different kind of expectations on relationships. A lot of them are far-fetched, and a lot of people are expecting certain things from other individuals that they can't even put out themselves. But it's important, ladies, to be mindful of, you don't want to go around judging people. Oh, like this is a young single man who's already had his kids, like, nah, I'm not going to talk to him. But just if you're a smart intellectual woman, you don't want to dumb yourself down so you can get a man who's gonna be like okay with you, or hide your intelligence and just use your body because this is what most appealing to guys. Like I think that the ones that you'll attract the people for you. But it's just kind of unfortunate that there's a lot of these little games out here and people like scared to pair up as if we don't need to pair up because the world's getting crazy. Like in my mind, I'm like, I want a man who like, no, let's get a bunker together. Let's get some weapons. Let's have some kids and train them on how to survive out here. But everybody now is like on this individualistic. A lot of people are on this individualistic path that kind of shies away from the union that we could have.
I forgot to say that
Miss Gaati.
Gaati.
Miss Gaati. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. Shut up. It wouldn't work with you and JB anyway because he's anti-2A, so he doesn't believe in guns.
He's an anti what?
He's anti-2A. He doesn't believe in the right to bear arms. He feels like all arms are dumb and no one should have them. Go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Hey, if I'm with a man like that, as long as he don't care if I got my guns, we good.
He cares.
Check this out. So
and it's not a.
This is the anti-gun person who comes in my house.
Yeah, fuck guns.
And decides to play with my loaded gun. But go ahead.
Okay, so look. So Gaati is in Atlanta. So if Gaati is doing something that needs media or recording wise,
pull up. I'm here. I'm in South Atlanta.
Are in Atlanta right now.
Oh, you're in Atlanta?
I'm in South Atlanta.
You live here?
I live in South Atlanta.
Nice. I've been here a little over a month.
I've been here a little over a month.
Same there, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Nice. That's what's up. Yeah. I'm working on I'm working on a couple projects. So yeah, I would love to connect.
2530 Media will produce whatever projects you're trying to do.
Yeah, and I'll be out there sometime before the end of the year. So
he will.
It can be in Gallo, man. I don't know what you.
So where are you, Gallo?
I'm in Reno.
Nevada. Okay. Come to Reno,
and it's like about 3 hours east of San Francisco, nowhere near Vegas. Vegas to me is like San Antonio del Paso. But I mean, I know.
Yeah, that's far.
But everybody in Texas is like, oh, it's not Texas, so it's pretty close to each other because
that's like 8 hours, right?
9. It's like 9.5, depending on weather conditions.
I heard Reno's nice. I was told I would like Reno.
The weather is amazing. Like that's the one thing I love about here is like you get 4 seasons. It's not super cold. You get a decent amount of snow, but I mean, the only thing that sucks is everything here is Cali-Mex. And the barbecue is Carolina style, which is fine. Nothing wrong with Carolina style, but I can't find a decent brisket to save my life.
Oh, coming from Texas, that's a big deal.
That's how it is in Atlanta too, though.
Yeah, I love Houston, but this Atlanta food does not compare. Like I love Atlanta. Living here so far, I've only been here a month, and I was there 8 years, but I'm not getting the food. The food is not giving me what it's supposed to give.
It's a difference though. Like me and the wife went to the Slutty Vegan.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool because it was the first time I ate like something plant based. I didn't feel like I was eating a plant based burger. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Plant based is one of my favorite like cuisines, and it's nothing I'll write home about, but I support the woman and her cause, but it wasn't.
Did you?
It wasn't all that to me.
Oh, so you had it?
Yeah. So, I had it, and then I was like, "Let me try again."
So I think I had it, and the last experience I had with a plant-based burger, it was horrible. So to have something that kind of tastes like it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, Gallo, you had some buds earlier. Is that can we talk about it or not really? Because we don't need to talk about it.
So now, this was hang on.
Because these are really good. There's medicinal purposes. Let me give. Okay.
Damn it! I can't get a.
And what is that right there?
San Bernardino Valley.
Some indica,
sativa.
Sativa?
It's a hybrid with a sativa. It's a dominant sativa or dominant sativa dominant hybrid. The only downside is it doesn't look. I mean, it kind of looks like dirt weed or ditchweed from back in the day.
I was going to say that.
But it's got a good potency. It's like a happy, chill, not a strong focus, but like you're not like just wandering. You're just kind of like, okay, cool. And you're just like staring off until you like find something else to focus on.
Yeah. What I like about cannabis, because I am a naturopathic healer, so I use a lot of herbs in my daily life, not cannabis every day, but cannabis is really, really good for the body. If you can't take THC, like the entourage effect being high, then you can go to CBD, or you can use the tincture. If you don't want to smoke, you can use the tinctures or certain edibles that really add to the medicinal properties of the body. Because from when you're born to the day you die, you have an endocannabinoid system all through your body, all these receptors that when you I see what you did there. That's my logo for my CBD business.
Yeah.
But whenever you ingest the cannabis, whether it's CBD or THC or CBN, CBG, like people don't know that there's all these different, there's over 100 different cannabinoids. It promotes healing in the body. So that's why a lot of people like who have seizures, and there's an imbalance. It connects with those receptors so that the things that are disconnected in your brain can connect through plasticity. And then whenever you're having that reaction, you don't have as bad of a seizure, or maybe not even a seizure, and it goes beyond seizure. If you have a problem with headaches or nausea, or like cancer patients sometimes are a little different because it adds to the medicinal property, but they want you to use the type that like Gallo has because of the THC gives you an appetite. And if you know someone who's going through that kind of treatment, they lose their appetite, and it's hard to get those nutritions in that you need. But yeah, I'm a huge advocate for cannabis for medicinal purposes, as well as sea moss. I get sea moss from Tanzania in Africa. In wholesale. So if y'all need,
Africa. Every time we say Africa, I sing my Africa song. Africa.
Okay, African theme song.
Do you have
those naturopathic life is the way to go. Your food is your medicine. So these are all interconnected.
Do you have a storefront, or is it all like online?
It is online. Right now, like you can kind of contact me through my social media to get like bulk, but I'm putting together my website and everything. So in December, I'm relaunching, and you can get everything, services and products on my website. So
like if I wanted to get some sea moss,
you could just let me know. I could sell it to you by I like to do no lower than 10 pounds up to 100 pounds, 300 pounds, just depending what you want. And it's the multicolored one. So I don't know if you know sea moss, you have like the white one, and then the multicolored one is always more expensive.
Fuck the white one.
You can't have.
It's always more expensive because it just comes from different properties, and also comes imported further in. But yeah, I got all that.
So let me ask you a question. What's the difference between? So normally, what I was doing, I was buying like the sea moss gels. It's a guy I was getting it from in Houston. Power sea moss, cool dude, Nigerian guy.
Moss.
Yeah.
So he had the sea moss gels. What's the difference between the sea moss gels and just me buying the raw sea moss? How you sell it?
That's the great question. I do the gel too, but I like showing people how to do it. So you'll get like the raw sea moss that comes from under the sea, so it looks like, I actually have some here, but should I show you guys?
If you want to.
How is your background moving? That's what I want to know.
Yours moved 50 times. Hold on one second.
No, but yours is like doing what's it called?
At one point, she turned around like I thought Michael Myers was finna hop out and like.
Me too. Okay, question for the guy while she gone. Hey man, you ever cut your penis, man?
What?
Have you ever cut your penis?
I've chafed it from too much sex, but I've never cut it.
You never had like a slice or cut? Never.
I cut the base of my dick shaving once.
The what?
The base.
The pause. So I know. I'm saying. Okay, she's back. Never mind. Go ahead.
But I don't know what you've done.
No, I had an incident this week, and it's like, man, I'm like,
was it a bad slice or just a little nick?
I mean, when you
was there blood?
She's back, so I can't.
No,
talk
I'm asking,
about
was there blood? She's a grown woman. Was there blood?
Yeah, but I'm saying she gonna think I'm trying to brag on it.
Was there blood? Is the question. You ain't got to like. We're asking, was there blood?
I'm saying
that has nothing
that,
to do with the size of your.
What's going on?
He cut himself. He cut his penis.
Look,
now he's asking us, have we ever?
You better not be talking about no boo boo on this.
Listen, what I'm saying. If I cut my if I cut myself right here, it's gonna bleed more than if I cut myself on top of my ear, right? Because there's more meat.
I just asked. I get what you're saying. Did you cut yourself, bro? Was there blood?
There was some blood.
Oh, I would have freaked the fuck out, bro.
Yeah, it was.
What, you cut your penis?
He did.
Well, so okay, so this happened. So I was cutting my nails, right? Well, no, I bit my nail earlier, right? Just on some right. My nail had got long. I bit it, and it was jagged, right? And so, for whatever reason, I was like, I was bored. I wasn't bored. I was like, oh, I need to go ahead and make everything, blah blah. So I got the shaver.
So you were grooming yourself,
huh?
I was grooming yourself. Did you have like I got the little manscaper, bro. You got one of them, or you trying to use like regular clippers?
No, I have a little smaller.
I think we know where this story is going.
And so I went down, and you know what I'm saying.
Wow.
What you the first time?
No, I would have freaked the fuck out.
One time I was doing it, and I sneezed, and I did it with the clippers on the ball sack part. You know what I'm saying? I did I was like, oh, and you know what I'm saying. But this time I ain't sneezing nothing. I just I wasn't fully focused on what I was doing. I was, and the jagged nail hit a part of the shaft, and and I was like, ow. But I'm thinking you in your brain, you're thinking oh no, it's just like a paper cut.
Was there like blood in the water at that point in the shower?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I really would have freaked the fuck out.
No. But it's like, when you cut yourself, you feel a sting. You feel a sting of when water or soap or something hits the water. I'm like, man, what the? I'm like, man, what? And then so now, I'm like, oh man, if Halle Berry called me back today, because she'll call randomly.
Okay, C-Moss, what you got?
Yeah, can I continue? Because
let's go ahead.
Back,
no.
We can't do that today because I have a slice. Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
All right, so CMOS has don't quote me on this right now, but let's say the body has over 100 minerals.
Yes, I've heard this one. How many does CMOS
and so CMOS has about 90 of them in it. So the way we get those minerals, we could drink mineral water. Spring water has minerals in it as well. Or we can use like Himalayan salt or actually take like herbal supplements. But our body needs these minerals to keep our immunity high, stay in homeostasis, all that good stuff. So like other things other benefits of CMOS include supporting weight loss, thyroid health, gut health. Gut health is really important because our stomach, our gut is our second brain. Like it's just as complex as our brain. In the same way we have to think about our mental health, your gut health is that important. So gut health, immunity health, which during this pandemic and all these different viruses and things going on, it's important to fortify your body, helping fight against cancer, having neuroprotective effects. So if you smoke a lot of that herb, you might want to have some CMOS. Go ahead and get some what do you call it? Neurogenesis, some rebuilding of those brain cells. supporting muscle and energy recovery, supporting fertility, supporting health and hair and skin.
Right there. I'm gonna stop you right there. You said supporting fertility. I don't need more. I need my.
All right. Well, you go ahead and pray about it.
No, I gotta go in there and get snipped. I gotta get who in there right
now. Look,
I got snipped. Like a fuck kids. Fuck kids. I don't even like the two I have. Why would I want another one?
Question.
See, you making Gallo confess.
Hold up. But when
his kids gonna be listening to this, like, damn.
Oh, Dad. They know. I mean, I love them. I'll take care of them, and I did it. I raised them. They're already adults. They're 21 and 24. But no, I didn't even want the two I had. But fine, I'll take care of them because I got to be responsible for them.
What I'm saying is like when you got snipped, bro. Did it affect the climax situation?
No, it just it looks thinner. Like it's not as thick as it was before.
So it's really just water. This is white water.
No. It's still snotty, but it's not. You know, it still looks the same. It just looks a little more clear. So
because like, okay, two things. One, I'll be like, it can't be pee. It's clear. It's not pee. It's clear. It's not. It's pee. Okay, but secondly, I'm like, I always felt like that. What are you for? I'm talking about y'all. Gaati. I'm talking about y'all.
I'm just waiting to get to the point so I could show the CMOS all.
It's not pee. It's clear. It's clear. It can't be pee. It's clear. It's clear. I'm like, no, it's pee, man. I don't give a damn. It came from vagina.
When you take the CMOS with the moringa.
Hold up. I'm asking God. I'm asking
Is that
God.
Does the moringa give
that sounds like a Googleable question.
I have a real live person who could tell me what's going on. So I'm saying, like, because I'm fearful that if I get snipped, that, like, you know, let's say I have a 16-foot, 14-foot projection, it's gonna come down to a 10-foot or a 4-foot projection, or is the sensation different?
Why do you need
it all feels the same. The only difference is the consistency of what comes out. That's really the only difference.
It feels the same.
Why
it feels the same. It's everything's the same. It's just you can't get her pregnant. Or it's a very slim chance of getting her pregnant.
What's the recovery time?
48-ish hours, but you also got to rub out
pause.
Yeah, you gotta because you still have some bullets in the barrel. So you got to clear that out before you're like good to go.
What how much did your cost? How much did yours cost?
It was free because I had insurance.
Ooh.
All I had to do is like a deductible of like 100 something. It just depends on your insurance, but most insurances would cover it for males.
And is the commercial over, JB?
Yeah. So let's talk about CMOS.
That's a real question.
All right. Yeah, and ties back to fertility. All right. So if you get yourself snipped, that's what to expect. But as far as the CMOS, this is an example of some Jamaican Irish CMOS right here. This is the one.
Jamaican Irish?
Yep, I bought that from the Sunshine Mart in Third Ward.
Oh yeah, out in Houston.
Yes, ma'am.
I call bullshit.
Yeah, so they have the gel out there too.
They do. I got the gel from them too.
Jamaican Irish people don't give it along, man.
So yeah, well, the reason why it's called Irish CMOS is because
Ireland, I know.
You know, the colonization.
Yeah.
The Irish were in Jamaica and the English were in Jamaica, and they brought some CMOS, and so the CMOS continued to multiply. So it was originally an Irish origin. But the thing with that, sorry about the noise. When you get it like that, you just have to process it yourself to make it a gel. So that one was really salty because of the region that it's from. So like my process, just to like give you an example, you could soak it overnight and it help get the salt out, or you can wash it 10 times and then blanch it on the stove, and then like it's really a pretty simple process. A lot of people that I don't sell this, what I have right now, I just like make it for my friends and my family, because I just trying different combinations. W asked me about the sea moss and moringa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could really put it with anything. Like just something personally, like I was struggling with a thyroid issue. And so I looked into Ayurvedic medicine and found out that coriander seed water that's soaked overnight is a herb that really helps with that. So what I did is I made my coriander water tonic, and I used that to make my sea moss. So now I had a coriander sea moss. And so you can infuse it with moringa. I know Sunshine does it with elderberry and lavender. I've done strawberry mango just to like, play with it. But really you could do whatever you can imagine. And I think like whatever herbs you like that fortifies whatever you want to kind of focus on with your body is something to consider mixing it with. But it's pretty simple. Some people just like to buy the gel. They don't want to make nothing. They want it to be already there, and they have that option too. But like from what I sell, would be the multicolored one of that from Tanzania. The interesting thing about that one though, it's not salty, even though it's coming from the ocean. So some of them are not salty, some of them are. So yeah, it just depends. There's various kinds.
So I can really just buy that and chop that shit up and throw it in my smoothie, and I'm good to go.
No, we're not gonna chop that up. You gotta do the
I
whole
gotta do the whole
process.
process.
Yeah, but it don't take more than like a day. Like if you make it in the morning, if you do the steps during the morning, 5 hours later it'll be ready.
Okay.
So yeah, it's nothing crazy.
So just asking a question. Just asking a question. If I was to get snipped and take the sea moss make my snipness go away, or would I still be like because you said it improves fertility, and like I know I have foreign like I don't have 10 years or 5 years or 3 years, or even I don't have one generation or two generations of processed food in my system. So I don't want to. Oh, you went silent.
We can't hear you, Miss Gaati. But you looked like once you started talking about this again, you were tired. So you just started gathering your effects because you were done with
hear
it.
us? We can't hear you. Can you hear
you're
us?
muted. You're muted. I see you muted.
Yeah, you got to unmute yourself. You pushed the button. I didn't. You pushed the
Oh,
button. There you go. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
All
you're
right, you
back.
can hear me now. I was saying, JB, we're gonna have to tell the truth if we're gonna speak, because you said you don't have generations. You got enough in this life. He has the palate of a child. So
Mama.
I'm not gonna expose you, but you do a little bit too much Whataburger and all them other places. So
Everybody knows that my palate is childish. I eat chicken, and I eat more chicken. I might do the
even
fried.
though there's a chicken shortage and people using all kind of animals now, but you're gonna keep doing chicken as long as they tell you it's chicken.
Check this out.
But I'm
If it
not I'm
if it
not
got a
fighting
bone in
you.
it, if it got a bone in it, if we got a bone in it, then it can't be processed. That's my common sense thinking. I could be wrong. But if there's a bone in the meat, that means it can't be processed. Tell me where I'm wrong at. Somebody tell me where I'm wrong at. Somebody. Over there. Over there.
Well, the great thing is we live in America and it's a free country. So
Like, how can I
I
have a
just
bone in and be processed? How you process a bone?
I just want to thank you guys for this opportunity to come on here and chit chat with y'all. This has been fun. And yeah, I love what you guys are doing for the culture. You guys are
How's your
professional, but
background moving?
still cool. Excuse me?
How is your background moving? What do you got going on? Like
There's a Zoom background that does that.
It's Zoom settings. The same way you went ahead and uploaded.
He knows that.
I don't know that.
He knows that.
It's a part of default. Matter of fact, I want to switch it up because it's an Aurora. That's what that's called.
Aurora.
Yeah, but yeah, I sorry you guys. I didn't join from the beginning and give a proper introduction of myself, but I really enjoyed this conversation. And yeah, if anybody wants to reach me, you can reach me at Gaati, GAATIW on Instagram. Gaati Warema on Facebook. And if you want to talk about health and wellness, if you want to talk about my company, Ladies of the Game, is to help develop female athletes, really leaders, to be better leaders, but particularly females, because I'm speaking directly to things that affect us as women, but just as people in general. And if you want to connect, that's how you do it. And I'm really excited. This was popping. Mine is a few things, but it was great.
Got
All the pauses.
Pause.
Yeah.
Your pause.
Ms. Gaati, I'll hit you up if you're interested in what I was showing earlier.
I am following you on Instagram. I am going to send you a message to get some of your Irish sea moss and some more stuff.
Yes, totally.
Is this the shirt you made?
What you say?
Is this the shirt that you made right here?
I think so. I also do merch, customizable merchandise. The difference is I get mine from the Philippines mainly, and really whatever your mind can imagine, they can make. But it definitely is some specialized stuff. So if you're looking for like, basic tees or something like that, I'm not the person to hit up. But if you want some like complex designs with different materials, different panels, hand sewn or sublimation and all of that, for big groups or small groups, can make it happen. But yeah, just I'm all about showing love and spreading light. So
So we
holla
definitely
at you, girl.
16 shots. We have we get a new logo soon, but we do have a logo right now,
Yeah, I like that logo. That's hot.
and we have apparel, but we're gonna revamp.
Okay, I find you, Gallo.
We're gonna revamp it, and we're gonna definitely be going through you to get our dry fits and our pullovers, and we'll talk, man. We'll talk.
Hey, I love that. I'm here to serve. Serve people of the Most High in the capacities that I can. So let me know. Like I said, I'm really big on healing work, because as a people, we need to heal from a lot of stuff, and we have the capability to do so if you put your mind to it and commit to a journey. Gallo's powerful testimony attested to that. I helped bring myself to a remission status from a autoimmune. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and I was able to, within several months, go into remission. And doctors were really surprised, but it was natural medicine in conjunction with traditional medicine, a rigorous program, but I was dedicated to it, and it happened. And so if you want to talk about health and wellness, we could do that. But I'm all about positivity and moving forward. So yeah, blessings to all of you guys.
Blessings.
Yes.
Before you leave, this is a 7-second conversation. 7 seconds, all right?
It's
What's
never
up?
7
Yeah.
seconds. It's never 7 seconds with him.
Okay. 14.
It's almost 1 o'clock in Atlanta too. I gotta go to work.
Right, like lucky my boo. Oh, let me be quiet. What happened?
I know. Donda or CLB?
Oh, I'm thinking Donda is Kanye, and what's the other one?
CLB is Certified Lover Boy.
It's Drake.
Drake. Donda or Drake. I mean, I listen in its entirety. I listen to Drake, but I really been on some like meditation, some Afro beats, reggae music. I big up a lot of those artists. International music. I like stuff that make me feel good, not that trying to make me be somebody's baby mama or have me saved and in the club at the same time. Like all that is cool, and it's time for that. But let me not make it too complicated. I would say, look, I'm gonna play them both at the same time. I have no loyalties to either one of them.
I should say Donda, but
I chose West Side Gun.
What'd you say?
I chose West Side Gun.
Speaking of Donda,
West Side Gun.
West Side Gun.
He's violent. He's
Gun.
uh.
I'm gonna go with Drake though.
Speak. No. So speaking of Afrobeat, Gabrielle Union has a project that's coming out soon. It's produced by Gabrielle Union. The writer is Janina Kabuka. Janina Kabuka is the writer. It's a documentary on Afro beats. It should be coming out in the next 4 or 5 months. It's about Afro beats and the origins and how.
Can we get her on Zoom and interview her about this upcoming production?
No, we can't, bro.
Why not, bro?
I don't trust you.
I'm a married man, bro. Black men don't cheat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's my sister. Nina's my sister.
I just want to talk to her about the production.
And I don't feel comfortable the way that he talks to my sister.
Wait, that's your sister? Oh, you do have a dope entertainment sister.
Yeah, I don't like the way he talks to her, and I don't want to have to
we come. Look, you're not her daddy. Okay?
No, I'm not her daddy, but
she might be open.
She's a baby. She's like.
What do you mean? We have great conversations when me and her talk, bro. What are you talking about?
See what I'm saying? He said that's how he wants to bring friction in the podcast. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that.
Let it flow, let it go, JB. All right, we control nothing, so we might as well not even try in this instance. But link me with your sister. What city is she in?
She's in Cali. She's in Los Angeles.
Yeah, big timer. That's what's up. I definitely will support. So if you want to make that link,
you probably watched some of her. She wrote.
She did Scream Queens, right? Or something.
She did.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
She did.
Do y'all remember? You told me that like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, P Valley. She did. Cyber. She did. I don't know. She does a bunch of stuff, man. She's successful, and I'm just the big brother hanging on the coattail.
All right, don't keep her hidden away. Share, sis. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, what she said.
What did he say? She's on her path going down this road, and I'm on my path going down this road. You know what I'm saying? And we on different sides of the street. We just going this. That's an inside joke between the
You petty, bro. It's almost 1 o'clock, bro.
I know, man. Gallo, you got some last words for us, man?
No, just check out my podcast. Sucias are my favorite. I'm doing Napodmo, which is 30 episodes in 30 days, which is going to be fun because I have my Mac in the Apple store right now. So I'm working off of a old laptop that is barely running Zoom right now. So
wow, and it's very clear.
Well, no, actually, this is my like digital camera and all this stuff. So it's just routing through the laptop. So it's doing a lot of work.
I gotta call you and tell you how to get because my digital cam is not working like I want it to work. I got a Nikon Coolpix 5600 or something like that, and it is not doing what I wanted to do, man. So I'm gonna have to call you and ask you like I got an OBS, the studio, but it's not working like I want it to work, man.
I got a bone to pick with you, JB, but we're gonna talk off air. So I could go off like I want to and keep everybody thinking I'm nice and sweet.
Charge him up.
I want to witness that. I want to see him. No, whatever.
So look,
Gaati has love for me, and I have love for God. Like the funny thing about the podcast is that no matter who I bring on the show, everybody I bring on the show, that we have like genuine. Like I admire Gaati and everything she's done, the person she is. All that type. So even if we have an issue, even if it's nothing, it's minor. You know what I mean?
Thank you for showing love to Gaati.
This will be the part of the show I would try to hook y'all up because I'm tired of my brother going to a cold empty bed. He goes to a cold empty bed. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for him. So if you have a nice young lady friend who wants to deal with someone who's slightly full of shit, let us know. Let us know.
I'll keep that in mind. We go when he is ready, the woman will appear.
Exactly, man. And who's to say that there's not a woman ready
And the man is supposed to find the women. That's what they say. But leave it up to JB. He you know, if you listen to women, be a little more aggressive with him. Okay, if you want him, write it in plain English. Tell him in plain English, I want you to be my man and mine only. And what do you think? Anything else? Y'all gonna have philosophy and
all you gotta do is just
complications.
If you grab his piece, then he gonna understand. Okay, I understand what that means. I speak English. If you grab his piece, then he gonna be like, "Oh, okay."
He got a little dip over there with him. That's why he keep looking to the left.
There's no bitches ain't shit but hopes and tricks. Now, what woman you know would dictate that? Something will fly across my face at this point.
Pause.
See how it works? Exactly. Now you're part of the team. Now.
I just said it just because y'all. I'm surprised, but I guess it's late. He's falling asleep, so let's let him hit the sack.
The pauses are.
That's the pause moment because that was real disrespectful. But
the pauses.
He is disrespectful.
You about to make me act up on this.
He toxic, man. He's so toxic and racist. He racist.
Oh. Isn't that the pot calling the
I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, this has been another great episode of 16 Shots Podcast with Young James Boogie, AR Dub, Miss Gaati, and of course Gallo.
Hey.